So, well, good afternoon, all of you. Welcome back. And today we are going to start the remaining portion of biphasic liquid dosage forms, part 2. Under this biphasic liquid dosage form, part 2, we have to start with emulsion, part 1. So, before that, previously we have completed biphasic liquid dosage forms, part 1. Under that, we have covered the complete details of suspensions, right? And now today we are continuing the second part of biphasic liquid dosage forms, and under this, in this session, we will be discussing about the first part of emulsions, right? So, as usual, in the handouts, I have given you your course objectives. You can just have a glance and just compare how far your course objectives are attained from the contents of this particular topic, right? The course objectives are nothing but your subject objectives, as I already discussed. And then, as usual, you have the regular ground rules for the class. And I may ask you to fill the audit form later, and which you need to submit as usual. And then to talk about the objectives of the contents of emulsion chapter or emulsion topic, we have various objectives starting from definition of emulsions, advantages and disadvantages of emulsions, classification of emulsions, tests for the types of emulsions, and formulation of emulsions, stability of emulsions, and finally we have evaluation tests for emulsions. So entire objectives, the whole objectives are categorized into two parts, part 1 and part 2, and today's session will try to complete part 1. That includes definition of emulsion, advantages, disadvantages of emulsions, classification of emulsions, and different tests for emulsions, right? Hope we can complete this. Let us see how far we can complete. Whatever is remaining pending after our Zoom session will continue further, right? Fine. So first of all, let me take you all to the definition part of emulsions. So hope I am audible to you all. Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, clear, good. Fine. So to talk about the definition of emulsion, so we all know classically we used to define dosage forms very well, right? I know you are all very experts in defining any dosage form, right? All the definitions of dosage forms are at the tip of your tongue, right? I hope this is correct in all of you, right? Is there anybody who say no to this? Is there anyone who want to say no to this or yes? Yes to all. No answer. I couldn't get the answer. Fine. ఏ డెఫినేషన్ అడిగినా మీరు అందరూ చెప్పగలరని నేను భావిస్తున్నాను. ఇది నిజమా కాదా? ఎవరు ఆన్సర్ చేయట్లేదు? Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
మరి ఎవరైనా చెప్పండి. Is it true or not? Silence is not the answer. Yes or no is the answer. I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't hear neither yes nor no. Definitions ఏవి చెప్పలేరా మీరెవరు? చెప్పగలరు కదా?
ఎస్ సార్ చెప్పగలను.
అదే ఎస్ చెప్పడానికి ఇంతసేపు ఆలోచిస్తున్నారు దీనికి అర్థం కావట్లేదా? ఆర్ యు నాట్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ మై క్వశ్చన్? Fine. I am not asking you to define right now. I guess, I hope that you all know all the definitions and chapter. ఎందుకంటే we are all well expertised already in dosage forms, right? The topic dosage forms, where you have defined almost all the dosage forms, right? Well, let me explain you the definition again as usual. An emulsion is defined as a biphasic liquid dosage form, which is intended for internal or external use, in which there are two immiscible liquids. One of them is dispersed in a form of the globules, in another by means of an emulsifying agent. So this is how you can define an emulsion. I will re-explain again. Then The dispersed globules are called as dispersed phase, and the dispersion medium in an emulsion is called as continuous phase. And the two liquids are normally oil and water. Whereas in the previous case, when you compare with those of biphasic liquid dosage form part 1, that is suspension, what difference you observe when you compare emulsion to suspension? What is the difference you observe? Who is going to answer this? Sweta, are you there? Sweta, your video is off. Sweta, are you there?
Yes, sir.
G Sweta, video on చేసుకోమ్మా.
Okay, sir.
వీడియో ఆన్ చేసుకుని
సార్
చెప్పు.
ప్రతిభని అలో చేయాలంటే సార్
అలో చేయాలా? మీరు రికమెండ్ చేస్తున్నారమ్మా? ఓకే, యువర్ రికమెండేషన్ ఇస్ గ్రాంటెడ్, అక్సెప్టెడ్. అడ్మిట్ ఆల్. ఓకే,
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
వేర్ ఆర్ వి నౌ? ఎవరమ్మా ఆన్ చేసుకున్నారా? ఇంతగా కెమెరా ఆన్ చేసుకోమని చెప్పాను, ఆన్ చేసుకున్నారా?
Yes, yes, sir.
వెరీ గుడ్. శ్వేత, చెప్పమ్మా. మీరు ప్రీవియస్ biphasic liquid dosage form, that is suspensions, compare చేస్తే ఇప్పుడు డెఫినేషన్ నేను చెప్పాను కదా, what is the major difference you observe?
In suspension, solid particles are dispersed in the dispersion medium, sir.
Very good.
In emulsions, both are in immiscible form and liquid form.
Both are immiscible liquids. Both
Yes,
phases
sir.
are immiscible liquids. Excellent. Very good. Very good. Okay, that is what I expect from you all, right? So when I ask something, try to share your answer. Then only I can understand what is the level you have achieved the knowledge, right? So that is very important at the point of time, right? Well, let me repeat the explanation of definition again. An emulsion is basically defined as a biphasic liquid dosage form, which is intended for either internal or external use, in which there are two immiscible liquids. One of them is dispersed in a form of fine globules, in another by means of an emulsifying agent. In case of suspensions, suspending agent, and dispersed ones are solid particles, and here both are two immiscible liquids, normally oil and water, right? The dispersed globules are called dispersed phase, and the dispersion medium is called as continuous phase. The two liquids are normally oil and water, right? So in other terms, if you want to state what is an emulsion is a thermodynamically unstable system. Thermodynamically unstable system consisting of at least two immiscible liquids or two immiscible liquid phases, one of which is dispersed as globules in other liquid phase and stabilized by a third substance called emulsifying agent. So this is another form of statement by which you can define the emulsion. So in case if anybody asks you what is the definition of emulsion, I expect you all to remember the entire stuff what you can see in this slide number 6, right? Fine. Then to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of emulsion, let us see what are the advantages. Emulsions contain simple ingredients and which are cheap at cost. And second advantage is that the reaction medium is mostly water, and so it can be easily penetrated into the skin or through the skin. And third advantage is it is widely used in many areas like food industry, drug industry, and even in many cosmetic industries, cosmetic formulations. It is very widely used, right? And along with these major advantages, emulsions also possess few drawbacks, few disadvantages, right? To talk about them, the first one is it is thermodynamically unstable. Thermodynamically means what? What is the meaning of thermodynamically? Can anybody tell me? Or you want me to call the name? You want me to call the name? Pujita? Pujita, are you there? Pujita, are you there? Pujita, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Your camera is on? No. ఎవరైతే కెమెరా ఆఫ్ చేసి పెడతారో వాళ్ళ క్వశ్చన్స్ వస్తాయమ్మా. ఎస్ పూజిత, తేజ కూడా ఇప్పుడే ఆన్ చేసుకుంది. పూజిత ఇంకా ఆన్ చేయలేదు. పూజిత, ప్లీజ్ స్విచ్ ఆన్ యువర్ కెమెరా. I cannot see you. It's long time. Yes, Pujita. Yes, yes. See how beautiful you are. I am missing you, right? Fine. Very good. Can you answer this question, ma'am? Pujita, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by thermodynamically unstable? Thermodynamics means what? Can you tell me any idea? What do you know about thermodynamic state? Okay, fine. Yeah, you are coming. Please come.
Chemically unstable.
Chemically unstable. Then they can say directly chemically unstable. No. What is the point of saying thermodynamically unstable? Thermodynamically means thermal means something related to temperature.
Temperature change.
Yeah. If
Not in equilibrium.
fluctuations in temperature may lose the stability of the product. Thermodynamically unstable means something related to fluctuations or variations in the temperature. Right? That is what you have to remember. Okay, Pujita, you got the point?
Yes,
Very good. Please don't switch off your camera. Let me see your face continuously. Fine. Then along with this drawback, that is, along with this drawback, as the emulsions are thermodynamically unstable, it also possesses few more drawbacks or few more disadvantages. Like in case if the emulsion is improperly formulated, or improperly formulated emulsion may lead to instability results like creaming or caking. Right? Caking we already discussed in case of suspension. More or less here also the caking is applicable. And addition to caking, there is one more instability status which is called as creaming, which is also happening in case of emulsion. And again, this is a drawback of emulsion. And along with these two advantages, along with these two disadvantages, the emulsion also possesses few more disadvantages. The third disadvantage is it has got very short shelf life. That means you cannot store it for a long time, right? It has got short shelf life. And fourth disadvantage is it is more susceptible for microbial contamination. It is more susceptible for microbial contamination. Bhuvana, can you answer me? Bhuvana Reddy, are you there? Bhuvaneshri.
Yes, sir.
I cannot see you. Bhuvaneshri. Yeah. Can you answer me? Why these emulsions are more susceptible to microbial contamination? Can you guess? Any guess, sir?
Wait.
Can you guess? What is
Because of the storage, sir.
Sorry,
Long,
your audio is not clear, ma'am.
like long term of
Your audio is dragging, not clear. I cannot hear you properly. Okay, let me pass on this question to Narsimha. V. Lakshmi Narsimha. Lakshmi Narsimha, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Your camera also is not on. Switch on your camera. I cannot see you. Switch on your camera. Preeti, switch on your camera. Joshna, switch on your camera. Bhuvana Reddy, switch on your camera. Yes, Narsimha. Narsimha, switch on your camera. Sadar Vasha, don't show me your house roof, show me your face. Yeah. Everybody don't show me fan. Hasina. Hasina, you have a beautiful fan at home. Yeah, your fan is very nice. Don't show me your fan. Show me your face. Preeti, switch on your camera. Okay, let me explain you what is the reason for microbial contamination in emulsions. See, we all know that emulsion contains two immiscible liquids, and among these two immiscible liquids, one of them is oil. Oil means what? Chemically, can you all guess? Oil is nothing but esters of higher fatty acids, if I am not mistaken, right? You are all very good at chemistry, organic chemistry, right? Can you tell me what is the chemical nature of any oil? Oil, if you want to say, Yashashwini, can you tell me what is an oil? Can you tell me chemically what is an oil? Yes? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you please answer me? What is the chemical nature of an oil? An oil can be defined as esters of fatty acids, right? Of long carbohydrate chain or unsaturated carbohydrates or whatever it is. This is what I remember, right? I am not that good like you all in chemistry. I am weak at chemistry, right? So what I remember, I just shared with you. You just refer. So since they are obtained from fatty acids, they contain fat component. The oil liquid contains fat component, and this fat component attracts the microbial growth, attracts the microbes, and they tend to contaminate the product, right? So that is one disadvantage of this product, that is emulsion. Well, next we shall look into the applications, pharmaceutical applications of emulsions. Application in the sense, the uses, right? These emulsions, they can mask the bitter taste and unpleasant odor of drugs. For example, if you consider castor oil or cod liver oil, so these normally have unpleasant taste. And cod liver oil, you all must be familiar, it has got very unpalatable odor, right? Very strong, you will run away from that place. That is how strong, bad odor it has, right? So these unpleasant taste or unpleasant odor can be masked by formulating these active ingredients into emulsions. And they can be used to prolong the release of the drug, thereby providing sustained release action. So by formulating emulsion, you can also ensure the formulation of a sustained release or prolonged release formulation, where you can alter the release pattern and you can extend the release rate. You can extend the time of release of drug from the the dosage form. And the essential nutrients like carbohydrates, fats, and vitamins can all be emulsified and can be administered to even the bedridden patients as sterile intravenous emulsions. There are IV emulsions also available, right? And emulsions provide protection to drugs which are susceptible to oxidation or hydrolysis. Then, intravenous emulsions of contrast media have been developed to assist the diagnosis purpose, right? So you know what is the meaning of contrast media? Contrast media. Can anybody guess? Can anybody guess about this? Fanindra, any idea? Fanindra, any idea?
No, sir.
No. So this is normally used for diagnosis purpose. For example, you must have heard about the fluorescent dyes. They inject intravenously, and wherever that liquid passes, it creates one color which can be identified on diagnosis tests, right? So that is how they are called as contrast media. So intravenous emulsions of contrast media have been developed to assist the diagnosis purpose. And even emulsions are used widely to formulate externally used products like lotions, creams, liniments, etc. So these are few applications. Along with these applications, there are many other applications where pharmaceutical emulsions are found applicable. So then we have classification of emulsions. So based on the dispersion phase and based on the size of liquid droplets, the emulsions are mainly categorized into two categories. The first category is based on dispersion phase, and second category is based on size of liquid droplet. And based on dispersion phase, the emulsions are again classified into simple emulsions, multiple emulsions, micro emulsions. And based on size of liquid droplets, the emulsions are classified as micro emulsions and macro emulsions. So hope time for this slot is getting over. So I request everybody to rejoin immediately with the same link in case if it discontinue. Right? I hope everybody can hear this. అందరికి వినపడ్డదా?
Yes, sir.
ఇప్పుడు ఒకవేళ సడన్ గా కట్ అయిపోయిందంటే ఆల్ ఆఫ్ సడన్ అగైన్ ఎవ్రీబడి రీజాయిన్ with the same link. Let us complete as much as possible. Okay? Fine. So based on dispersion phase, the emulsions are classified into simple emulsions, multiple emulsions, and micro emulsions. Let us see one by one. Under simple emulsions, we have two types of emulsions. One is oil in water type of emulsion, and other one is water in oil type of emulsions. And based on multiple emulsions, we have two categories: oil in water in oil, that is O by W by O. Again, the reverse, water in oil in water, right? Based on micro emulsions, this is completely based on globule size, dispersed globules size, which is less than 120 nanometers, and they appear to be very transparent, right? Because the globule size is very small, 120 nanometer, since they appear to be very transparent. Whereas based on the size of liquid droplets, you have two categories. One size range ranging from 0.2 to 50 millimeter, you can call them as macro emulsions. M-A-C-R-O, macro, right? So here the size is 0.2 to 50 millimeters, and these are called as macro emulsions, and these are kinetically stable. Again, you must understand what is the meaning of kinetically stable. Kinetic means something related to motion, movement, right? Kinetic Honda, kinetic energy. You all remember all these terms, very familiar to you all, right? So likewise, kinetic means it is something related to motion or something related to movement, right? And that is how you can see these macro emulsions are kinetically stable. And whereas Other category, the size range, the dispersed globule size range is 0.01 to 0.2 millimeter, which is called as micro emulsion. And these micro emulsions are thermodynamically also stable. Thermodynamically means, I already explained you, if there is fluctuations in temperature, still these micro emulsions are stable, right? So still we are running, our time is running still. Yes, lucky. Even it is 12:42, still we can operate, right? Not a problem. Well, so the classification is clear to all. Pratibha, Pratibha, Pratibha. Pratibha, can you hear me? Hi, Pratibha. Good afternoon.
Voice break.
Pratibha, good afternoon. I said good afternoon. Can you hear me? Kelastalo Amma, cannot hear. You cannot hear properly?
Voice break on.
So,
సార్ రెండు క్లాసిఫికేషన్స్ డిస్పర్సివ్ ఫేజ్ మీదే ఉన్నాయి కదా సార్.
రెండు క్లాసిఫికేషన్స్.
ఫస్ట్ ది బేస్డ్ ఆన్ డిస్పర్సివ్ ఫేజ్ ఉంది కదా సార్.
అవును.
క్లాసిఫికేషన్. సెకండ్ ది బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ద సైజ్ ఆఫ్ అంతే సార్.
లిక్విడ్ డ్రాప్లెట్స్. అంటే డిస్పర్స్డ్ ఫేజ్ అయినా కూడా మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేయాల్సింది ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ
సైజ్ అని
ఫస్ట్ కేటగిరీలో సైజ్ గురించి మాట్లాడడం లేదు. వీఆర్ నాట్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ సైజ్. ద డిస్పర్స్డ్ ఫేజ్, విచ్ ఈస్ ద డిస్పర్స్డ్ ఫేజ్ అండ్ విచ్ ఈస్ ద కంటిన్యూస్ ఫేజ్ అనే దాని గురించి బేస్ చేసుకొని ఈ ఫస్ట్ కేటగిరీ పెట్టామన్నమాట. సింపుల్ ఎమల్షన్స్, మల్టిపుల్ ఎమల్షన్స్ అండ్ మైక్రో ఎమల్షన్స్. మైక్రో ఎమల్షన్స్ ఒకటి కేటగిరీ మనం పెట్టాము. అందులో మాత్రం మనం పార్టికల్ సైజ్ చెప్తున్నాం, అంటే గ్లోబల్ సైజ్ చెప్తున్నాం. అగైన్ మీరు పర్టికులర్ గా స్పెసిఫిక్ గా గ్లోబ్యూల్ సైజ్, డిస్పర్స్డ్ గ్లోబ్యూల్ సైజ్ కి మీరు వెళ్ళారంటే అక్కడ మీకు రెండు ఉన్నాయి, మ్యాక్రో అండ్ మైక్రో అనే కేటగిరీస్ వస్తాయి. అన్ని కేటగిరీలు తెలుసుకోవాలి, అన్ని టైప్ ఆఫ్ క్లాసిఫికేషన్స్ తెలుసుకోవాలని నేను రెండు పెట్టాను. ఓకే పవన్, ఇస్ దర్ ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్?
ఓకే. నో సార్.
Pratibha, your audio is weak. I think your network is down. Amma, Sridharani, are you there? Sridharani, are you there? Unmute your mic. Sridharani. I cannot see your face. I can see on dark image because you are sitting with the opposite light. Allow light to fall on you and keep the phone in front of you. Now you are keeping the light behind you. I cannot see your face. Right? Sridharani, you have to reverse. Turn around and sit. Okay, fine. Narasimha, I cannot see you. Your camera is not on. Bhuvana, your camera is not on. Well, this is the classification. I hope the class.
Net is very slow.
I'm very sorry. Your audio is also not clear. Maybe network problem. Fine. So this time.
No, but I can hear your voice.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't turn the video.
My audio is reaching you, but your audio is dragging and your video is not on. So this is the status. Fine. Let me continue with the next topic. In this first category, we have simple emulsion. So you can see oil in water and water in oil type of emulsion. You can look into the slide number 10, right? So I have kept two images, right? When you observe the emulsion under microscope, you can see the globules which are dispersed in a continuous phase. In the first image, you have yellow colored globules which are dispersed in a blue color background. Blue color is considered as water phase and yellow color is considered as oil phase, oil globules, right? So this is how they appear in case of oil in water type of emulsion. And when I talk about other type, water in oil type of emulsion, you can see it is reverse. The yellow color is oil and the blue color is water. Right? Hope you all can see the diagram. All are looking at the diagram. What you have in the handout?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good, very good, very good. Right. So this is very simple and clear, right? There is no point I should ask you whether you have any question here, right? Well, next we shall move on to the slide.